Okay, we're back, boys and girls. It's almost Valentine's, but still Chinese New Year here in the Sky Garden. Let me fix my broken ass. Oh, there's already a dislike. Wow. Oh, there's a like. Okay. Thank you for that like, whoever you are. So let's enable blush and let's make this quick. This is the Greedon deck profile. Sadly, it's so late because I wasn't able to fully test the deck, my preferred build. And as far as I know, by set release of set 4, I will edit this deck probably as soon as possible. So let's go straight to the right deck. It's already displayed on the table. For now, I think I'll stick with this right deck. Sole reason haven't checked if other ride deck grade 1 and 2s are compatible to Greedon, but I think both of them are gonna be staple, so there will be no alteration in the future as far as I can see right now. So as per usual, you get to draw if you go second. You get to draw when rolled upon by this card by revealing this card in your right deck. You also basically have another card from your deck by using its auto skill when rolled upon by this card. Put a one card from your hand to soul. Search same copy of this card. Is that right? Yes. Same card name as this card. Reveal it. Add to hand. Shuffle. Then the boss grade 3. Uh, Greedon. Greedon allows you to not lose at 6 damage once you have a copy of itself in your soul. It's a continuous skill. It takes 7 damage for you to die or disease. I don't know, lose. uh Here's the interesting part. The deck is Vanguard centric. You don't really do much with your rear guards for now. This new booster 3 version. It's on end of battle attack skill. Pay the cost of Soul Blast 2. Put 4 stand rear guards into your soul. Stand this unit. If your soul has 10 or more, it gains 10,000 power until the end of turn. No, 15,000 power. I stand corrected. So that's the ride deck, which is pretty simple for now. We don't know what the future holds. Moving on, grade 3s. Of course, you're running 3 extra copies in your ride deck. Persona ride, and also to have the continuous be active all throughout the card fight. 3 copies. Next, for now I'm running Hystera. 3 copies. This snake allows you to swing first. You're going to swing first with this, then your Vanguard, Greedon Vanguard. It gains 2,000 power for each of your stand rear guards, which you will probably have, since Greedon's cost requires that you have stand rear guards to swallow up into your soul. If your damage zone has 5 or more cards, instead of 2,000 per stand rear guard, it gains 5,000 each stand rear guard. So early and late game, this is quite useful for now. I really didn't read the reveals, so I can't really say what set 4 version of this deck will be. But I did see that there is grade 2, I think, or grade 1, in which when it's put into the soul by Vanguard's ability, you get to call from your soul. So yes, there will be more rearguard interactions, rearguard plays in set for Greedon. I'm excited. Next, grade 3. Time Jarrett. I only have 2 copies, so that's why I'm running 2. But I think it's 2 copies already enough. Its skill is very simple. Put a card from your hand into your soul and draw a card when it's placed on the rear guard. Very simple. Good for ensuring or securing that 10 souls in order to make full use of Greedon's second skill. That's the grade 3 lineup that I'm trying to pull off right now. So far, it's okay. One card fight ago, a few hours ago, I won. I'm gonna post that card fight video probably within the week. So that's the grade 3s. Moving on, grade 2s. Where is the grade 2s? I'm running only 7. So of course we have Bushoku. Bushoku already explained his first skill. So we're going for the second skill. It's a soul continuous. Really great for the Vanguard centric plays of Greedon. During your turn, if your damage zone has 4 or more cards, basically a limit break 4, your Greedon Vanguard gets 5,000 power. So if you have all 4 of these in your soul and you have 4 or more damage, your Vanguard Greedon is basically 33k by itself without Persona Ride. So, as far as I can see, this rare will probably be a staple. You won't remove this from your deck, I think. But this one, this rare, you will probably remove. So if you're trying to buy off, I suggest don't do it, boy. I don't know. It's a rare here in the Philippines. Rares, well, to the people that I know, rares aren't really sold off. It's basically handed over. Oh, you want this rare? You want it? Trade. Or I have so many, I give to you. Oh, very generous. Yes. Oh yeah, the skill. This card that I will probably not run by set 4 has an on place on rear from hand skill. Place on rear from hand skill. Yes. If your Vanguard is Greedon, which you will probably have, pay the cost of counter plus 1 and soul plus 2. Choose a card from your soul and call it to R. So I rarely use that skill. But when I do, it means that I probably have no normal units in my hand to call to the rear in order to have full use of Greedon's skill. I really don't like calling over triggers to the field just to pay for Greedon's cost. So yeah, I did use the skill at least once or twice in the last 3 weeks. Now, the next O2 skill, it allows you to give your Vanguard 5,000 power up if you Persona Road this turn when it attacks. It's kinda very situational. So yes, I really think that this card will probably be replaced by set 4. I don't know about you guys, that's how I see it. So that's the grade 2 lineup. We're moving to the grade 1s. Let's make this quick. I hear that they're closing the lights. Hopefully not. It's only 9:30. So PG, I don't know. If you want to run the start deck, up to you. For me, I'm gonna run 4 of these. It's costless if you have 1 or less cards in your hand when it's placed on the Guardian Circle. I think that's how it works. 4 recusal hate. Next, 3 of the grade 1 in the main deck. Uh, its regard skill is quite useful, I don't know, early game. Yes, quite useful early game since you don't You don't have 10 souls yet. Well, that's how I have been using Greedon. Early game, this is the card that I use. When it's put into the soul by Vanguard's ability, while it's in the rear guard, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, which probably will be the case, you pay the cost of counter blasting 1, and until end of turn, when your opponent would call cards from their hand to the Guardian Circle, they must call 2 or more at the same time. It's basically Musashi. If you don't know Musashi, then you haven't played V Premium back in 2018. Musashi and Zanbaku with a sprinkle of Shirayuki was the deck that I used back then. Great deck. I don't want you to stand. So yeah, 2 to guard or double guarding, whatever is the terminology that you use. Next grade 1 on the list, the double rare. This will probably be a staple because it gives your Greedon an extra drive with a heavy cost of counter blasting too. But before we go for the second auto skill, we're going for the first auto skill. When it's placed on rear guard, if you Persona Road this turn, Soul Charge 1. So it's okay. At least it's up. It's not mandatory unlike this one. There are times when I don't pilot the deck cautiously that I accidentally deck out myself because this is a mandatory soul charge unlike this one. You only soul charge when you Persona Road this turn. So that's the first auto skill. Soul charge if you Persona Road when placed on R. Second skill, when it is placed, when it is put into your soul by your Vanguard's ability while it's on the rear guard circle. Counter Blast 2, your Vanguard gains 5,000 drive plus 1 until the end of turn. So triple drive per Greedon, which is quite nice because your Vanguard is freestanding and your deck is Vanguard centric. Quite heavy because, but I think I will in the future probably will run the Selfish Engraver, the counter charging grade 2. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm thinking about it. Search it in Google what is Selfish Engraver. It's basically a counter charger at the end of the end of the battle or turn. I'm not quite sure. If your soul has 10 or more cards, I think put into soul then counter charge. I'm not quite sure, but I know it's a counter charger for sure. The skill, how it works, I don't quite remember. Since this is live, I can't really edit in the card. Last grade 1 on my deck. This is, I don't know how to pronounce it right. I'm going for Gangnaram. Gangnaram is a mandatory soul charge unit. Place on our soul charge. Its axe skill is quite useful at times in this deck. Surprisingly, it's a soul blast 3 draw 1 because right now the deck really lacks ways on uh, I don't know. For me, it lacks ways to have your hand size increase since you constantly commit to the field. Uh, you commit at least 4 cards in order to make full use of Greedon's second auto skill. So yes, I'm running Gangram. I don't know if other people run the grade 1, but this is my build. If you don't like it, that's Vanguard. But yes, I'll probably keep running Gangram in set 4 because I like its card design besides its skill. It looks like steampunk with a huge blaster. Next and finally, grade zeros. What is my trigger lineup? It's very suspect. It's something that you'll probably suspect. of what a Greedon deck will be, since your deck is Vanguard centric. Yes, I'm running a buttload of criticals. So many crits, six of them. I think other people run seven. I'm running six. So of course, running the basic critical. I don't know if there will be other versions. I hope they don't release more in order for the booster one to continue to be a relevant booster set, sellable. Then we have the critical with skill stem debit dragon. At the end of the battle this turn, is unit boosted. Put it into the soul. Choose one of your units. It gets plus 2,000 till the end of turn. So if you're going with this grade 3, where's that boy? Hystera, which only gives you a total of 8,000 power up if you're not 5 or more damage, is basically at maximum without persona ride. First swing of your battle pace will be a 21. Yeah, it's not really, I don't know. It's not really suggestible for you to use boost this and use its skill. I think I'm only running the crit for instances that I want to secure the 10 souls for Greedon's full use of its second auto skill. So yeah, I'm running 6 criticals. Balik-balik to. I'm sorry, I got distracted. There was a guard that keeps on going back to my location. Continuing, 6 criticals. You can run 7 if you want, or 8. But I prefer to run at least 3 of the Prance with skill, because Prance with skill is basically a 20k shield as long as your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater. Yes, that's the only reason why you're running Prance. If there was no Prance with skill, you'll probably go all crits with this deck with at least 2 to 3 draws, because this is basically a draw, trigger, and a heal in a sense. So 7 crits, 3 Prance, 4 heals. I running 2 draws. I don't know why only 2. Some people I think run 3. But for me, 2 is enough, since I consider this over trigger is basically a draw in a sense. So yes, over trigger, Gal Mage held. Is that the right pronunciation? I think so. Gal Mage held is the over trigger that has a long lasting additional effect once it's checked on the drive in the trigger zone. During your turn, all of your vanguards get plus 10,000 power and critical plus 1. Until end of this fight, it's a reusable. No, not reusable. It's a continuous. Every turn that you get, if you check this early on, your vanguard is a constant 2 crit and at least 23k swing. Great over trigger. I didn't really understand why so many people thought it was garbage back early in the early days of the format. I always believe in dark states. Believe in the darkness. Cringe. Yes. So we're already done with the deck profile. I think it's already so late with this deck profile video. Nonetheless, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you want. Comment if you want. It's free country, but keep your comments nice, preferably. You want to criticize, make it constructive. You want to suggest other cards to enter in my build, I'm very much appreciative of uh, good suggestions. I'll probably post the booster for deck profile once I get my cards, because I paid for an update of this deck, because I like the deck so much. I actually spent 40 USD in order to update it completely within the week. So yes, stay tuned. Hit that bell button for notifications of future uploads or live streams. And lastly, help your boy out. Subscribe. Subscription is always free. Help out a fellow Vanguard player. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. It's already 20 minutes. What a long deck profile. So many nonsense. Uh, Talk. I don't want to keep you guys any further. See you in the next upload or live stream.